I'm in Salad, and I saw the Twilight Zone Season 2, Episode 20, Static. It is directed by Buzz Kolk, written by Charles Beaumont. If you haven't seen this episode, I will spoil it for you. This episode starts, we're following a man. He lives in a boarding house, and he's really upset that everybody really likes watching the television. This is about the early 60s, so of course they'd be watching the television. He's like, I want to listen to radio. I'm a radio person, man. I wish I was back in the day where radio was king. And so he uncovers a really old radio down in this place. It seems like a shared storage unit. So he pulls out the radio, brings it up to his room, and then he just is like, okay, I'm gonna listen to it. And he's starting to listen to, hey dog, I got distracted by a dog. He pulls out the radio and he's playing classics. I'm talking stuff from like the 1930s. From his younger days, like in 1940s, whatever. And he's listening to this one song over and over. I guess it's really good to be sentimental over you. I think that's what it's called. I don't remember the exact title, but it's some sentimental song that he and this other chick in this boarding house that he's in this house that he's at, she is in the boarding house as well. He keeps bringing this chick and this professor up to the room and be like, hey, there's the radio. It's playing this really beautiful song. And he goes there with them, and it's static. Very fascinating. He's like, what's happening? It was just playing, and then when they leave, it plays again, and then when they come back, it doesn't play, and so all the people, this happens a few times, right? All the people are like, are you gone insane? Are you crazy? And there's this one woman who's doing the knitting, and it's like, he's gone full psychological. I think that stuck with my head because it's like, psychological. 60s, I guess you wouldn't really have the terms for all the things that are wrong with humans. Like, oh, he's gone mental. I think that's the same kind of deal. You got the chick who's been, I guess, in love with this guy, and I guess they were waiting to get married until the mother died. I'm like, why did you wait? Okay. Is there some sort of taboo going on? It's not really explained. It's explained through the woman's perspective. The woman's like, man, we were supposed to get married together. When she died, it was too late, and he didn't like me anymore. And I'm like, that's just what husband and wife are. You guys are essentially an old married couple. You guys did split apart. You guys are essentially bachelors or bachelorettes. I really like this one because they get together, they have a little chat. He's like, no, I don't want to be with you. Get out of here. They take the radio away, and so he goes to the junk dealer that they sold it to, buys it back for $10, and is listening to it again, and I guess he hears the song of the radio, and when he goes back, it's them in the 40s again, and they're listening and having a good old time. They're young again, and they decide to be together forever. And I'm like, okay, that's cute. I like this ending. A couple things. That dog went. I find it fascinating that it just went back in time. Are they stuck in the Twilight Zone perpetually? Does this not happen? Does this not exist? The future doesn't exist? The lady's story didn't have all the pieces. Maybe the reason why the mother didn't want them to be together, if you're going to wait until she's done being sick. I know you have to take care of your mother, but isn't that easier with a partner around? Why the wait? And of course they regret waiting, which is good. You should regret waiting. You shouldn't wait on things. You should just do things while you feel them and then accept the consequences later, move forward with knowledge, but don't be afraid of what's going to happen because you don't know. No one knows. And of course, they were afraid of what's going to happen, and this is what happened to them as a result. They're both living in misery. They're living in a boarding house, which means there's multiple adults here. They're all in their mid-50s, it seems like. 50s, 60s. It's not really a retirement home, but it's definitely a home for a bunch of adults to just be chilling together, I guess. Fascinating structure. I haven't seen anything like it except for elderly homes. Maybe boarding houses aren't a thing anymore, but they are a thing. They're in the frickin' Stephen King novel, Salem's Lot. That guy's in a boarding house. That was made in the 70s. Are boarding houses still a thing? Let me know in the comments below. This episode teaches all of us a lesson. Just do what you want, right then and there. Don't care about what other people think, accept the consequences. I like this episode a lot. I gotta give it's a solid 7.2 out of 10. If you like this, if you watch another on the platform, likes that $20 Dino's Patreon.com/ASEPresents. One movie review per 1 month. Go to this link tree, support the daily grindness of all the daily movie reviews, so you can go here And until next time, I'm in salad sauce. Here's my sour croutons and bacon bits. I'm gonna go find a portal to the Twilight Zone. Adios!